Let's get right into it. Number 10. Your blood wants to boil. Space looks calm, peaceful, silent. But the second you step outside your protective metal can without a suit, your body basically turns into a science fair experiment gone wrong. In normal Earth life, our atmosphere keeps all our fluids nicely contained. But in space, no air pressure. Which means your saliva, your eyeball juice, even the spit on your tongue wants to start boiling. Not because it's hot, but because the boiling point drops in a vacuum. The good news is, you wouldn't explode like some bad sci-fi movie. The bad news is, your lungs would rupture the instant you tried to hold your breath. Your skin would puff up like a marshmallow in the microwave, and within about 15 seconds you'd pass out from lack of oxygen. NASA obviously does tell astronauts to wear suits, but they don't exactly put "your spit will boil" in the recruitment brochure. That might make the job sound less heroic and more like a horrifying biology class demo. Basically, in space, your body turns into a leaking Capri Sun pouch the second you go outside unprepared. Number 9. Cosmic radiation is basically invisible cancer confetti. Here's the thing. Earth has this sweet little force field called the magnetosphere. It blocks deadly radiation from constantly zapping us. Astronauts, they don't get that shield. Once you're outside Earth's protective bubble, space starts blasting you with galactic cosmic rays and solar particles like some kind of radioactive machine gun. The result? Your DNA gets shredded. Cells mutate. Long-term, you're looking at cancer, cataracts, and possibly dementia. And that's if you're lucky. Astronauts on the International Space Station have already reported weird things like flashes of light in their eyes, caused by high-energy particles literally zipping through their retinas. Imagine trying to sleep while your eyeballs are getting photobombed by invisible bullets. NASA does talk about radiation, but they downplay it because you might develop tumors the size of kiwis after your heroic spacewalk doesn't exactly self-funding. Bottom line, astronauts aren't just exploring space, they're basically volunteering as glorified X-ray film. Number 8. Your bones hate 0G. On Earth, your skeleton is a champ. It handles gravity like a pro, keeping you upright, letting you walk around, maybe even dance badly at weddings. In space, though, your bones basically start resigning on the spot. Without the constant stress of gravity, your body thinks, "Oh, cool, we don't need all this bone density anymore," and starts dissolving it like sugar in coffee. Astronauts can lose about 1% of their bone mass per month up there. That's like developing osteoporosis on fast forward. And the calcium your body dumps into your bloodstream? Yeah, that can lead to kidney stones. So congratulations. You get to choose between brittle skeleton or trying to pass a rock through your urethra. Fun times either way. NASA has astronauts do resistance training in space to fight it. But even then, bone loss is inevitable. Basically, space travel slowly turns you into a fragile IKEA shelf. Looks fine, but one wrong bump and you're collapsing in a sad heap. Number 7. Your brain gets confused about up. You know that cozy feeling of knowing which way gravity points? Yeah, kiss that goodbye in space. Your brain has been wired since birth to use gravity as its GPS. Without it, your inner ear, the little system that keeps your balance, completely panics. Astronauts often get what's called space adaptation syndrome, which is a fancy way of saying you feel car sick while floating in a billion-dollar tin can. The worst part? Your brain doesn't just feel dizzy, it reprograms. Astronauts report that after a while, up and down don't even feel real anymore. You can float upside down, and your brain will just shrug and say, "Yep, that's normal now." Which sounds cool, until you realize that when you come back to Earth, you've got to unlearn all of that. Some astronauts literally stumble around for days, like toddlers learning to walk for the first time. Except instead of, "Aw, cute," it's, "Oh no, this highly trained professional just face-planted at a press conference." Number 6. Your immune system basically retires. Your immune system is like that one friend who complains a lot but still shows up when you need them. In space, though, that friend ghosts you. Studies show that astronauts' immune systems weaken drastically in microgravity. Old dormant viruses, like chickenpox or herpes, can suddenly reactivate. Yes, space herpes is a real thing. Even worse, astronauts don't have quick access to hospitals or fresh antibiotics. If you catch something nasty in orbit, You're basically relying on medical kits and hope. Oh, and bacteria? Turns out they actually thrive in microgravity. Some even become more resistant to antibiotics up there. So while your immune system naps, germs are hitting the gym, bulking up to become little microbial supervillains. NASA doesn't exactly headline this with space, where even your white blood cells take a vacation. But maybe they should. Number 5. Space madness is a thing. Imagine being locked in a tin can the size of a small apartment with the same few people for months. No privacy, no fresh air, no grass, no showers. Just the smell of recycled sweat, freeze-dried food, and mechanical hums. Sounds like the world's worst Airbnb. Now throw in the constant stress of knowing that one wrong switch could kill you instantly. Astronauts have reported paranoia, depression, insomnia, even hallucinations. One cosmonaut swore he heard a mysterious knocking outside his spacecraft. Another claimed to see glowing beings staring at him through the window. Creepy? Absolutely. But also believable, because isolation and stress mess with your brain chemistry in ways we still don't fully understand. NASA doesn't openly admit how bad it gets, but let us just say their astronaut psychological screening isn't about, are you smart? It's more like, can you survive months of claustrophobic horror without strangling your roommate? Number 4. Radiation. Slowly fries you, Earth spoils you. We have got this big magnetic shield that blocks most of the cosmic radiation trying to microwave us alive. The second you leave it, you're basically marinating in invisible death rays. Astronauts in low orbit, like on the ISS, are still protected a little, but head to the Moon or Mars, and you're getting blasted by cosmic radiation 24/7. This stuff doesn't give you a cool superhero origin story. Instead, it quietly increases your risk of cancer, messes with your DNA, and might even damage your brain. Some astronauts report flashes of light behind their eyelids while trying to sleep. Those aren't dreams. That's literally cosmic rays punching through their eyeballs. Imagine trying to take a nap while the universe is laser tagging your retinas. And while NASA has fancy shielding, there's no perfect solution yet. Which means every astronaut is basically doing a high-stakes experiment called, let us see if my body mutates before we land. Number 3. Your bones start to dissolve. Here on Earth, gravity is basically your free gym membership. Every step you take is a little workout for your skeleton. Take gravity away, and your bones go, oh, we're not needed anymore? Cool, let's just disintegrate. Astronauts can lose up to 1% of their bone mass per month in space. That's like fast-forwarding osteoporosis. To fight it, they have to spend hours every day strapped to exercise machines, sweating in zero gravity while their equipment floats around them like haunted gym gear. Still, no matter how hard they work, they never fully stop the bone loss. Long missions basically guarantee brittle skeletons, which is not ideal when you're planning to step onto a rocky planet millions of miles away. Think of it this way. Every astronaut who comes back to Earth is basically one bad sneeze away from snapping a rib. Number 2. The dust that wants you. Dead space looks clean, right? Nope. The Moon and Mars are covered in superfine dust, sharp, clingy, and toxic. Lunar dust is so nasty that Apollo astronauts complained it got into their suits, their equipment, even their lungs. One compared it to breathing in gunpowder mixed with fiberglass, which, for the record, is not on anyone's health food list. Unlike Earth dust, which is smoothed out by weather and water, Moon dust is jagged and electrostatically charged. It sticks to everything like demonic glitter. It tears up air filters, scratches visors, and irritates skin. Inhaling too much could cause something like lunar lung disease. Mars dust might be even worse. It contains toxic chemicals like perchlorates. Basically, take a deep breath on Mars, and your lungs file for early retirement. So yeah, space isn't just empty. It's full of invisible murder confetti. Number 1. Space wants your mind. Here's the part NASA doesn't love to put on posters. You can train for radiation, bone loss, and dust, but you can train your brain to be okay with staring at the same handful of people inside a metal tube for years. Long missions mess with your psychology in ways we barely understand. Astronauts talk about Earth out of view syndrome. The second our little blue marble shrinks into a distant dot, people start to feel an eerie, crushing isolation. Mix that with the constant hum of machines, a total lack of privacy, and the fact that you can't step outside for fresh air, and your brain starts staging a quiet rebellion. Depression, paranoia, insomnia, hallucinations, they're all on the table. Even the best, most stable people can break down when every single day is just space walls. On Earth, you can walk outside, pet a dog, or buy a burrito. On Mars, you're eating powdered meals, listening to the same crewmate chew for the 600th day in a row, and wondering if the empty silence outside your ship is actually laughing at you. Basically, outer space doesn't just kill your body. It toys with your sanity like it is binge-watching a psychological horror series starring you. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.